And this is just a test. It's like we're working here. So there. I can do banners. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so I know I don't have many followers yet, and that is fine. But I just want to get on here and introduce myself. My name is Tawana, owner of Nitty Gritty Notary, and some things that I've encountered were people asking questions about how to get ready for the first signing. So with that, we're just going to jump right on into it. Okay. My allergies are acting up. Sorry. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're just going to pretend that you have already accepted the signing from a signing service. Once you've done that, me personally, because when you get ready to do that first signing, you're nervous. You're just thinking, okay, what can I do? What am I going to do? You're thinking about what you're going to say. You're thinking about the stories that you've seen other people post, how their signers acted. You don't want to get somebody a little, off their rocker. So here's some things that I've implemented into my get ready. And get some water. My get ready plan. So you've already taken your course. You've accepted the signing from the signing service, and you've already called the client. Well, let's say that you haven't called the client. So you've accepted the signing. You're going to call the client. Now, I created like a notary. I call it a notary assignment checklist. I don't want to show you everything. I ran out. I got to make some more. But what I've been doing is tweaking it over time. So like, okay, no, I don't need that information. I take that off. I add something else on it. So what I did, try not to show you their information. All right. So what I did, if you see, you can't see that. So what I did here, see that checklist? So at the top, I just put like the order number. That's the order number that shows when I accepted from the signing service. I put, a matter of fact, I did new ones. Let me tell you what my new ones say. They're written on as well, so I can't show you. I'm a hands-on type person. Now they're in the, you can put them on in spreadsheet as well. That's up to you. I do have that. Save it. And as a backup, the reason why I print this sheet is when I go out, I take the sheet with me. So it looks like that. I can't show you. But I take the sheet with me. So in the header, and this is a simple Word document. In the header, I put the order number, the name of the client, the date, and the time of the appointment. All of that is at the top immediately. So I already know, boom, that's what it's going to be. The name of the client, the date, and the time of the appointment. And then under that, I have the notary assignment checklist. And then just going down the row, let's see if I can show you without showing you too much. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. What it will show is the name of the client again, if you want to, but you put the address to where you're going, the phone number of the signer, the type of signing it's going to be. I just put type of documents and I'll write like refinance or whatever. Client will provide documents, yes or no. Were they told to have their ID? Because these are the questions you're going to, these are things you're going to tell them when you call. If you did, what type of ID are they going to provide for you? Is it commercial or home? Well, for me personally, I'm trying to track, some mileage and things like that because I do general notary work and over, I set a limit like at 15 miles and da-da-da-da. So I put miles over 15. That's more for my general notary, but who it was assigned by. And I can put whether it came in through my website or this signing service assigned it to me, how much the pay is, the date that it was paid. And that helps me to keep track if I need to send an invoice out, send emails, things like that. And on this particular one, I've been having some issues regarding the scan back thing. I'm not going to go into the details on that, but I have like scan back and I can check whether they want to scan back. Is it FedEx, UPS? If either one, I write the number in, the tracking number. And then I have a section at the bottom for my notes. So like When I call them, what I would do is I would call and, hi, this is Tawana. I'm the notary. I'm assigned to come out to your home tomorrow to assist you with the signing of your loan documents for your closing. And yeah, okay. So you just verify. Well, let me verify the address with you. I'm coming to blah blah blah, whatever city, zip code. Yep, that's it. Okay. Well, just please make sure that you have a valid identification available. Sometimes you're like, do you need anything else? Hey, if you have a blue pen, go ahead and have a blue pen. Some people like to use their own pens. So I do let them know, you can have a blue pen. If you don't, I got you. Don't worry about it. And that's it on that. They say, yeah. The good thing about calling to verify, to confirm, there have been times I have called to confirm and the person has told me, oh, well, no, they canceled this. Um, they had my ex-wife's name on the paperwork instead of my current wife. They canceled it and nobody notified me. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you. So then I call the signing service or I message them and let them know, hey, it's been canceled. This person said this, and this is the reason why. And they're like, oh, let us check. And it stays on my thing for a long time. They're pretty slow about that. I don't like that. But that's one of the reasons why I create my checklist and I put the notes in there. I know exactly who I spoke with, the time that I spoke with them, all of these things. So it's good to CYA, cover your, okay, so that's the first part. Once you receive that information, you make sure you know, confirm with the client before you even print out anything. Because say if you would have already, if they sent those documents and you printed out everything, now you just printed out like over maybe 200 pages and they're not going to pay you. So always call and confirm. All right. Another thing you would need to do is, now let's say you've done all of that and you've received the paperwork. Download the documents. Do not print them yet. This is a little thing that I discovered because there have been times where they have this particular company. Sometimes they'll send it over as escrow documents, loan documents, attorney documents. They'll send it in 3 PDFs and then one more for FedEx, for the FedEx slip only. Sometimes they'll send it over with everything in one. Okay. Sometimes they'll send it over in 2. It'll be escrow documents and the loan and the attorney documents are together. And then a FedEx, or it's however they want to do it. This is the thing that I found though, especially when they're separated all into 3 separate categories. You go through the escrow, maybe about 21 pages. Go through the attorney documents, could be 16 pages. Pull up the loan documents. That's going to be the one that has the most paperwork. You go through it and you just scan through them real quick. The thing is, and I'm going to say go through the loan documents last. I can't tell you the name of the company that does this, but I'm learning to go through the loan documents last because if I see, I've already seen escrow, I've already seen attorney documents, go through the loan documents, and there's another set of, say, attorney documents at the end of the loan documents. And I've printed that stuff out, not once, but twice. One stack for me, one stack for them. So I've wasted like sometimes 50 pages. And I don't like to waste. So what I'll say is you scroll through those documents on your computer first. That way you can try to catch anything. Now, remember, this scenario that I'm giving you guys is how to prepare for your loan signing when you have time, when the documents have been submitted to you in a timely manner. At the end, I will touch on if they have not. So if you have plenty of time, like you got them 2 days before or a day before, whatever, and you have time, this is what you do. So you go through it, you scroll through it first, make sure there are no duplicates and things like that. And you will proceed to print the documents. I have Adobe Pro. You do have to pay for that. If you don't, some people use regular Adobe. I don't. because I tried to print it and it did not work out at all. So I went ahead and moved on up to Adobe Pro. I have a secondhand printer. Both of my printers are secondhand. So there's ways I got to like tweak it right now and everything to make sure everything works properly. So I got to do the best I can do with what I got. So I use Adobe Pro. You've made sure all the pages are there. I'm sorry. I use Adobe Pro. Now with the printing, you have to check and see what they say. This particular company that I use, it'll tell you that I can print them on all legal, or sometimes it says the sizes can differ, legal and letter, if you have a dual printer, which I do, but it's a lot of trouble. So I print everything on legal. I'm fine with that. And also in my practice with some documents, I actually do not like using two sizes of documents, because when you go to stack the papers, all of the letter papers go down to the bottom. So you got to turn it upside down, stack them. It's irritating. I like all of the pages to be the same size. So I'm fine with doing all of mine in legal. But I also forgot to say, when you call the people to confirm, make sure that all of the signers are going to be there. The spelling of the name is the same on the documents and the ID. Make sure their ID is unexpired. That's why I said you make sure on that checklist that you have, you ask them what type of ID they're going to use. Make sure it's valid. It is not expired. In my state, we don't require any witnesses. That's that. Okay. So you've done that, and it is time to print. I use Adobe Pro. I use Adobe Pro. You print out the documents, however they need you to print them out. I'm not going to go over that in this video. When you print them out, here we go. I'm going to go into a little detail on something. Well, first of all, you want to make sure that you can read them. There's no streaks, and make sure that all the pages are there. But before that, here's a tip. Some people say when they print what do you call it? When they print the documents out, they'll print their set, and then they'll go and print the set for the clients. And somebody said that they print them on front and back. I don't like that. It sounds like, oh, it's going to save paper. I actually don't like that, because what if they need to sign, say, the notice of cancellation, and then one of those pages is on the back of another page, or something happens during the signing and you could pull that form from that. It's front and back. So now you're kind of screwed. And they also said that they print the whole signer's package letter. Well, just by chance something happens and you need to pull from it, I would advise against it. That's just me personally. Anyways, so here's the thing when it comes to printing. Now, of course, for your packet, you're going to print everything, every single thing, including the instructions. For the signers, this is what I do. When I went through the packet, I noticed, say, the first 10 pages were instructions. I'm not going to print the instructions and put that in their packet. They don't need that. So I write that down. I put 1 through 10 instructions. So we're not printing 1 through 10 for them. And I'm going to type this in the comments so y'all can see how I do it. The good pages that they will need is pages 11 through 125. Okay, we're going to definitely print those. But we came across some more instructions on pages 126 through 128. They don't need those. We're not going to give them those. Then pages 129 through 160 were good, so they need those. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Now, when you go to print and you do your file and your print, or however you do it, it'll pop up. There's 3 options. And it says pages to print. It'll say all, current, or pages. You're going to click on pages, and I'll type that down in there. You're going to click on pages. And then once you click on pages, you will type in only the pages that you need to be printed. Remember I said 1 through 10 is instructions. So we're going to skip that 1 through 10, but we need pages 11 through 125. And you put a comma. You always break it up with a comma. So we have 11-125, comma. We said 126 through 128 were instructions as well. We don't need those, but we need 129 through 160. So you do 129 through 160, and then you will hit enter. And this is how your print page will look. Let's just like that. You'll do 11 through 125, comma, 129 through 160. And those are the only pages it's going to print. It won't print 1 through 10, and it won't print 126 through 128. That's simple. So you've printed out all of your pages. And like I said, once you've done that, typically they put it in order how they want to put it in order. I do not rearrange them at all. How I print it, that's how I present it. You will, like I said, make sure there are no streaks, make sure it can be read, make sure that everything fits on the paper. For my particular one, I have to do fit. I have to fit everything on it. They may give you instructions to do it another way. Follow whatever they tell you. Let's see. Now, once you've printed everything, let me give y'all some fun little stuff you can use. Let me show you real quick. I got some stuff. Ooh. Now, I'm going to tell y'all my favorite little store. I don't know if y'all have it where you are, but Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has some awesome finds, and you need to take advantage of what they have to offer. So one of the things I can get at Dollar Tree are these little zippy folders. I say Jot. That's the company that does them. Little zip folders. Now, of course, you can't fit the legal size in here. And depending on how big it is, you can't fit the letter in here either. But sometimes I have the I-9, the identity proofing forms. I can fit that right in here if I want to. But you can always, put whatever you need in here. I think that's good. I'll touch on it in a minute because I got a lot to say about the little things that you can have that's going to help it easier. So remember, you printed everything out and you're ready. One thing that you can do is go over your presentation by yourself. I did that quite a bit. It might seem foolish, but it actually helps you kind of practice how you're going to say certain things, or go onto the computer and watch some YouTubers and see how they present things. If you're unfamiliar with the forms, get familiar with the forms. If there's one in particular you don't even know, research it. Google can be your best friend. Research that information. Go on there and learn about the document, learn about what it is. Then you can turn around and say, and you can present it with confidence. That's the thing. When you have that confidence, you're good. You're gonna flow through it. My first signing was a refinance, and they got the documents to me and I was traveling like about an hour to the location. They got the documents to me like 20 minutes before. It was going to take me a good 15, 20 minutes to print everything out and make sure everything was straight. I was very irritated, but I'm going to touch on that at the end about how to handle those last minute ones from the signing service. So anyways, just practice, sit there and go through your presentation. Even as far as walking in, when you walk in, how you're going to talk to the people when you walk in. You greet them. You're always nice. You're always just cheerful and happy. Oh, how you're going to sit. Where would you like the person to sit? Where would you want to sit? Just rehearse like you're actually doing it. It'll kind of calm your nerves, but I'm telling you, I still get a little nervous every time I go to one because I'm afraid that, they're going to ask me a question. I don't know. But I'm learning. Every signing, I take something from it and I learn. And then I come home and I study, I read, I watch some more videos, I read, I learned the documents. So you're not going to know everything at the beginning. And I cannot stand when a new person asks a question and somebody who's more seasoned is very sarcastic with them, because my thing is we all got to start somewhere. Okay. So as a newbie, we do get a bad rep. bad rep. We get a bad reputation because a lot of people are just jumping into this because they feel like, oh, I'm going to make all this money immediately. Oh, some of y'all might get lucky. Okay, that's good. Some people might not have that jump right out there and try and go direct immediately. And some of those who went direct, they kind of messed themselves over because they really didn't know as much as they thought they knew, and then they screwed themselves. So my technique was to go through signing services first and then go direct. I still haven't went direct yet. This one signing service is keeping me so busy. Now I do know I can make more money going direct, but they've thrown a couple of new types of signings to me as well, which is really helping me. Like, okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't direct because I might not have been as comfortable with this, but I'm getting there. So just make sure you rehearse, you go over those things, and just practice. Me personally, when I go, say a prayer, and that's all you can do. Put it in God's hands. That's just me. Now, what I was going to tell you is that what if you get the paperwork at the last minute? And this, I'm only going to be 30 minutes. We're up to 21 minutes right now. If you get the paperwork at the last minute, you're going to do the exact same thing minus some things. Print it. Immediately print it. You can scroll through if you have time. If you go do it really, really fast, go ahead and print it. You still need to go through it because sometimes there are still duplicate packets in there. As far as any missed documents, you may not catch it. I mean, just print. Make sure there are no streaks. Make sure that you can read it. And sometimes you're just going to have to grab it and go out the door. That's it. The biggest thing is make sure that you communicate with the signer. I have heard different opinions on this. I'm going to do what I want to do. Me, I'm big on communication when it comes to customer service. If I don't have somebody's paperwork and it's an hour before the appointment, guess what I'm doing? I'm calling the person. I'm letting them know. Some people say, oh, no, don't call, don't tell. You're making the signing service look bad. Well, the signing service is making me look bad. Okay? Point blank, period. I've already told them, and this has happened to me several times. I've already told them, hey, this place is an hour away. Y'all are away in a whole nother state. You don't know how our traffic works here. It's an hour away. It's going to take me an hour to get there. And it's going to take me some time to print this stuff out. You can't send this to me 20 minutes before the appointment and think everything's supposed to be okay. No, it's not going to work like that. I've let them know this. So what I do when I get that paperwork, or if I haven't received that paperwork in a certain amount of time, I call the person and I let them know very calmly, very nicely. I apologize. I have yet to receive the paperwork, but I will let you know as soon as I do. It may be possible that I may be late. Is that okay? They'll let you know. Yes or no? Oh, I got something to do. You can't come after such and such. Oh, I totally understand. Be very understanding to what they need. But that company is not about to make me look bad and make it look like I was just lollygagging when it was their fault. So, no, I ain't saying, well, they didn't do it. No, I'm just letting you know I have yet to receive the paperwork. And I just explained to them the situation. They're human. We're human. Things happen. Every time the person has been understanding. I have not had anybody go off on me. Matter of fact, I've had people thank me for being so upfront and honest and communicating with them and letting them know what's going on. Okay? So that's what you would do. Now, in closing, I just want to share with you a few little things. I don't know everybody else's situation. My situation is my situation. I've been through some really, 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 really tough times, and I've struggled. So that's why a lot of my equipment is secondhand. My office is in my room. I'm using like a sofa table. I have this huge printer here. I got a printer back here. This was the original one, but it was cheap. I I got my vision board right here. I got a huge calendar. It's going to be starting for July right here. I'm all in this tight, confined space. It's not comfortable. I look online and sometimes I get discouraged because I see people with their nice home offices or an office away from their home. They have the huge printer, fax machine, scanner. I even have a secondhand scanner, and that sucker jams and everything, y'all. It's really just really it's frustrating. But one thing about me, I'm determined, and I push and I push and I push, and I find it is frustrating. I'm not remember that word. It's frustrating, but I'm learning to find happiness and joy in the struggle. And I know it sounds weird. It sounds so weird. But the struggle is like, you know what? This is the thing. The people who go through the struggle and they still make it happen, those are the most successful people to me. I'm going to tell you why. Because no one has handed me anything. I had to work for everything. The job that I was working, it didn't even cover my rent. Okay. It did not cover my rent. So you got a rent, you got a car note, you got electricity, you got your water, you have all these basic bills. And then you have the other little stuff that you're trying to hold on to. You may be paying on furniture, you got insurance, all of that. That job didn't cover it. We'll do another story about how I just left it. I put it in God's hands. And when I tell y'all I walked out on faith. But anyway, the way that I'm doing this is not typical because I'm actually, it's been a struggle, but I've been pushing and I've been pushing and I've been pushing and I've been making it happen. So I'm proud of myself for that. Now, with that being said, I find inexpensive ways to get the job done. That's just me. It's always been me. A single mom, sometimes you got to struggle. So anyway, one of my favorite places to go is the Dollar Tree. Now, I got some other ones, but like you find cute little composition books. You can write your notes down in and things like that. And I showed you these little folders. These are very helpful for little paperwork that you need. They have binders if you need binders. I have a hole punch. I didn't get that from there, but this is what I use. And I got to go re-up on these. You get a pack of these file folders. These are legal size. This is what I love about it. It's legal size file folders. And you get them, and I put one for the signer and the other is for me. And that's what I take. They have clipboards. So if you are ever in a situation where sometimes people don't want you in their home, just it. I've signed in some really uncomfortable positions and I get back spasms. So I have to be really careful. But, I signed in a leasing office. I signed outside early in the morning. Y'all, when I tell you I kept doing it to make sure my nose wasn't running. But Dollar Tree. Okay. They have really great deals. It was something else. This is another thing in Dollar Tree. And it's also to keep you prepared. I got a couple minutes. These, I got this from the Dollar Tree. Okay, this one has my serves because I do process serving. But let me show you real quick what I got. So I have my notary book in here. Of course, my stamp. I have a little vehicle expense book that I keep. I have my business cards. Of course, pens and a receipt book because I do general notary work as well. And one day I needed a receipt book and I did not have it. So I had to come home and get her one on Excel and turn it into Adobe and all that stuff. But this stuff fits right into this little thing. And guess what? Oh, my stamp. It was 99 cents. Okay. So these are the things that you can do to make your job a lot easier. So I just walk in with the folders and this now instead of my big bag. It just depends on how you want to work it. So anyways, that is it for today. And that was just how to prepare for a loan signing if you're a newbie and best case scenario that they get the documents to you in a timely fashion. All right. Well, it was great presenting to you. I know nobody's there right now, but hello to those that are going to watch this replay. I thank you so much. Please make sure, I'll put it in the notice, we're at the 30-minute mark. Please make sure you follow me on social media. There it is, that Nitty Gritty Notary. Matter of fact, let's test out the banner. I would love to see this. And this is for Facebook and Instagram. That is, I'm going to scroll across the bottom as a ticker. And that's it. Nitty Gritty Notary. Look at that. So it's Nitty Gritty Notary is the business. Also, my website, if you want to contact me and need some help with anything. Like I said, I'm not an absolute pro just yet, but I'm getting there. I study. So not only did I do the class that I took, I paid for another class, more hands-on, and I'm about to take another course. So you gotta do what you gotta do, right? All right. So thank you all for tuning in. Happy notarizing. And I hope I helped somebody with something. And I'm just going to try and come up with a game plan and come on here regularly and talk to you guys. And I appreciate you. And thank you so much. And have a great, great night. Bye-bye.